Alright guys, welcome to another video. Today's video, whatchamacallit, just real quick, I want to show off my MPGs for the week, and then current miles I'm at, and then please excuse the audio. I'm going to try and record on this GoPro today, just to see how that goes. But what is today? Today's Tuesday. And in a couple days, I believe on the 14th, we'll be at 1 month of owning this car. So I just want to do a quick, drive around. You're talking about the car, talking about my experiences with it so far. And let's go ahead and drop this thing into sport real quick. And yeah, alright, we're good. So oh yeah, so 1 month of owning it. I just want to go over my experiences with the car, what it's like owning, a muscle car. So my first two cars were like early 90s, mid 90s BMWs. And then I got rid of those because they broke down, and it was too much money to fix for what the car was worth. And then after that, I went to a 2012 Lancer, had that for about a couple years until that one broke down, and same thing, cost more than what it was worth. So then I got into the 2017 limited edition Lancer. That one still going strong. That one was just to and from work, nothing important, or nothing, nothing done to the car. It kept stock, it was just get me to work. And then I ended up buying this one. I actually didn't want to get the Challenger, but my sister and I have been trying to move out. I'm 28, she's 26, and we make decent money. Well, both of us make like 21 an hour working 40-hour work weeks. And we just couldn't agree on what to do. I was trying to buy a place, but she wanted to rent one. And I was willing to put in the overtime, do the work to afford the home, comfortably or whatever. It wasn't gonna be like a nice home. We were looking at pretty cheap homes, but she wanted to rent. She didn't feel like owning. I wanted to own, but we couldn't agree. So she ended up buying a Jeep Wrangler. A Jeep Wrangler's her dream car. So she ended up buying that, and then I was just like, all right, well, if we're not gonna move out, I'm gonna, do a quick little. And yeah, so she didn't want to. I hope the camera was able to pick that up with all this wind noise, but yeah, so she wanted to get a Wrangler because she's like, I'm not gonna move out, I want to get my dream car. So I was looking at cars, and I was like, I might as well too. Like, I can't move out on my own. And I saw Dodge had 0% for 72 months, and I was like, what, I gotta do it. Like, I'm gonna jump on it, get it. And like OC Motivator's recent video, he's talking about today is someday, or someday is today. And last month that someday was today, or well, last month. But so I picked this up. I went from $0, zero car payment a month, to now I'm going $783, but I'm gonna be paying $1,000 every month just to pay this car off quicker. And so far, 1 month owning it, everything I've spent so far on the car is just gas. No, obviously no services, no mods or anything yet. I'm still looking at what I want to do with the car. I've been looking at AmericanMuscle.com to see some of their, what they got. I've been looking at exhausts. I've been looking at front splitters, rear diffusers, and I think I might purchase something like that. I don't know. I just love the stock look of this car. The reason why I fell in love with this car was it still stays true to the classic look of the original Challengers, whereas Mustang and Camaros, they've gone, I don't know, know, you see how they look. They're just not, you know, to me, they don't seem like true muscle cars. They don't seem like true, you know. So I bought this one because of the look, you know, the style, and you know, and the power is decent too. I love the power on this ScatPack. Going from my little Lancer to this ScatPack, man, it took a long time to get that pedal discipline. Because before I would just push on the pedal and, like, you know, kick off backwards, but no, now I've got good, better discipline on the pedal, where I'm not, like, you know, jerking forward on the stoplights and all that. And so far on gas, 1 month in, I've spent, like, on average on the 70s, and then on total for this whole month, the last 4 weeks, I've spent $283.79 on gas, and that's 100 more. I did the math. That's 100 more than I spend on my Lancer. So I'm spending $100 on average more a month on gas than I do with the Lancer, than I did with the Lancer. So that's just a little bit of, I guess, well, we'll see when I look at my August expenses, how much money I made, how much money I spent, and then I'll, you know, trim it down a little bit, you know. But like people say, you know, and it's so cheesy. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in another video, but I just find it so cheesy when people are like, oh, it doesn't matter, you know, about how much you spend on gas. You know, it's all about that miles per gallon. And it's true, there's a lot of miles per gallon in this car. I'm always smiling when I'm driving it, especially because I get off at like 5 in the morning. So on the drive from San Bernardino up here to Victorville, just barely any cars. So I'm always just, you know, find that open road and just open it up and just hearing this engine go. It's just an amazing car. I love it. This is a purchase that I do not regret. You know, I haven't been in the best mood these last 4 months. You know, I've been going through some things, and this car it's helping, but you know, it only just, you know, I guess, what is it? It's just a distraction from what's really going on. But I mean, it's a good distraction. I love it. I'm very glad I purchased this vehicle. And then, oh, another thing is, you know, people do, you know, say what's up, say, hey, nice car, you know, love that, you know. I'm not really used to that, you know. I'm mostly like an introvert sometimes, and then, you know, once you really get to know me, then I'm outgoing and whatnot. But it just, oh, and I got stuck behind a bus. Perfect. But yeah, I just love when people like look at, when I catch people in parking lots, just like looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, like this is, you know, this is that good stuff. You know, this car is beautiful. But yeah, driving it around, I've always wanted a stick shift car. You know, I've driven stick shifts before, you know, from friends and family, but I had to get this in automatic, because just driving down that Cajon Pass, if any of you are familiar with it, just that stop and go traffic is just not fun. And somebody is me, like, who's dailying this car, I want to, mostly dailying this car, I want to enjoy the car. I don't want to, you know, in traffic, you know, forward, backwards, forwards, backwards. And so I love it. Automatic, it's fun, it's perfect. And then I didn't really have that much planned for this video. I just wanted to give my 1 month impressions update, what I've spent on it so far, you know, just pure gas. And then I'm about to get on this freeway, so let's see if I can open it up and get it on camera. I should buy one of those mics that you can attach here. I don't know if GoPros allow that. I know GoPros have the mic you can attach onto it on itself, but we'll see how that goes. And I got this pickup in front of me, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to step on the gas. Let's go for it. Woo! That was nice. I love that sound. Just the fact that you can just step on the pedal and the car goes. Like back of my Lancer, you step on the pedal and the car's just like, but this one, you step on the pedal and you're just in your seat going back. step on it. Woo! Love that sound. It's messing up my MPGs though, but go ahead and just get off right here. I don't want to make this video too long because that editing I use, videos over 10 minutes gives me problems. But I'll make cuts somewhere. But yeah, so far I love the attention people are giving this car. And I can definitely see why, driving this car the way I've been driving it the first month, I can see why people are hesitant to give, you know, new drivers this kind of car, you know, this kind of power. It is not, even though it's only 485 to me, I'm only saying, oh, it's only 485. It's a lot of power under this. And so I can see why people like don't want to give their kids, you know, muscle cars, sports cars right off the bat. So I'm kind of glad my parents, you know, just gave me those BMWs that I had, that Lancer. It made me, I wouldn't say mature, because I've never had a car like this, so I'm learning as I go. But I can definitely see, like, me in the future being hesitant if I were ever to have kids, to be like, I don't think you're mature enough to handle something like this, you know, because at a young age, even at my age, or, you know, when I was 18 with those BMWs, like, yeah, I was trying to, you know, race people as well, you know, even though those BMWs were like 20 years old at the time or something like that. But like, if I had a car like this, I don't know where I would have been at. But thankfully, you know, 28 years old, much more mature. I have responsibilities, so to speak, and I'm just, you know, enjoying this car at this age. And I've been getting questions from my friends about the insurance, and luckily I don't really know what my insurance is, as my mom only charges me, like, you know, a certain amount of expenses. So right now I have to pay her like $444 a month in just expenses and whatever all that is. Like, before it was what, $200, but because my insurance went up, she added $44 more to it. So I don't know how she calculates that. I just, you know, pay her every 2 weeks, and, you know, that's it. And then I don't know, I just want to say, you know, thank you to everybody who's been watching and subscribing, and, you know, thank you to, you know, OC Motivator for, you know, motivating me, you know, so to speak, to get this car and make this channel. You know, check out Knockout 360. Jay's Reel's pretty good. We got Racer X. Obviously, Racer X was a big influence as well. Rush Shift was another influence. You know, I remember watching his videos back in the day before, you know, coronavirus was a thing, and just thinking like, man, I want to buy a car and do everything like he does to it too. And then you got, you know, 6.2 Hellcat as well. Another good channel right there. And then, yeah, just pretty much all those dudes, all those good dudes. And then hopefully I can try and bring something to the table as well. I mean, I'm probably not going to be a full, like, you know, a channel where I'm going to mod this car too much, at least at first. This car is just, you know, just me showing people like what it costs me every month, what am I spending every month, what am I making every month. And then I do eventually want to add some mods to the car. You know, I'm not going to keep it bone stock, but yeah, that's what I want to just bring to the table about what it's like owning this. Oh, and then speaking of handling, everybody calls these cars boats. It's kind of true. When you're making turns in this car, this thing is heavy. But once you're on the freeway, on a highway, straight lines, and then just merging in and out of traffic, non-existent. But once you got to make that turn on an intersection, it's like, whoa. But other than that, this car is beautiful. It's amazing. I love it. Best purchase I've ever made so far, until I purchased a house, obviously. But this is, you know, yeah, I'm putting myself, what, $56,000 in debt, but hey, you know what, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm having fun. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I got nothing else to say. 1 month update, you know, so far only spent $283 on gas. And You know, nothing crazy yet. The car is mostly kept in the garage. I know a lot of people, especially when I was at the dealership, were saying, oh, you know, keep this in the garage. You know, these cars are stolen a lot. And, you know, I've seen videos of it, you know, Hellcats being stolen, ScatPacks being stolen. And so, yeah, that's, you know, on the back of my head, too, when I go to work. Well, work I'm not really too worried about, but I haven't really gone out shopping yet and, you know, driven around in this car. Mostly just home, work, go to church. And, you know, I'll eventually go around shopping with it. It's just, you know, I'm still, you know, still kind of nervous to take it out there, even though it's got the low jack, and so I can see in real time where the car's at, all the stats on it and whatnot. But eventually I'll start taking it around and just do my normal shopping as I do. And, you know, luckily, you know, even though my parents bought the Lancer from me, I'm still able to drive it. I forget who's first. I don't like four-way stops. But yeah, that's my 1 month update. And then I'll just try and, I want to do, yeah, I want to do mods and whatever. Obviously exhaust. The car sounds alright, but a little bit louder. I would love just a little bit louder, not obnoxiously loud, you know, where you're waking up the neighbors in the morning. Because, you know, I get off at 5 in the morning, so I get home 5:30ish, around there. So everybody's sleeping at that time, you know, majority of people. So I don't want to wake anybody up, because, you know, oh, there he is, you know, there's Anthony in his loud car. That's what I loved about the Bullet Mustang. I test drove that one last year, I believe. And it's got, you know, the different modes where you can, what is it, you know, the active valve. So you can do, like, you know, the quiet one, so you turn it on, don't wake up the neighbors. And then you can switch it to, you know, the louder one. I forgot what they were called. But yeah, that's that. I was so close to pulling the trigger on that Bullet Mustang. It was gonna be 660